because they do exist. They do. And knowing people that are in an industry, I mean, yeah, of course it's beneficial. Everybody knows that.
Then, once you have garnered your own audience and they're going to go where you tell them to go, if you send them to Kick, they will make more money than they will off Twitch. But a working man would not put all of his eggs in one basket. Obviously, you would stream on every platform because why wouldn't you? You give them the convenience of choice, and obviously, Kick will give you the most sub revenue. Your post is wrong. You don't know what you're doing, and you're upset because you know you can't stream on Twitch. And thank you very much.
The Nepo baby part is definitely true. His entire
Oh my god, I forgot. I don't have any ammo. God damn it. I thought I thought I heard something there. Forgot about this guy. Jesus. was on single fire.
Entire family is millionaires. His uncle from the Young Turks, Cenk, literally gave him his entire career. Ironically, the guy he hates the most in this world, Destiny, helped him out a ton too. And the advice for upcoming content creators.
I would even say, I could defend. I can say like Hassan did his own thing on Twitch and he earned it, right? I would say like it's because you've earned it. Like nobody chooses to watch. Like you can't nepo into any type of viewership. If people watch you, it's because they want to watch you. There are plenty of people that get like fucking a million raids, a million bits of help, and it never increases their viewership. I'm just saying.
Streamers is good.
That's
Usually
true, and you can look at that. You think about it yourself.
That's probably what I would do if I was starting over, because
I'm just saying that's
oh my
the way
god, I
it
had to
is.
make videos for 2 years straight to even break like 10 views, which is just so inefficient, right? Meanwhile, on shorts, you can get your name out there. Obviously, it's a little harder to transition back to long form, but it's so much more efficient, right? And unless you're a complete psychopath and you have 100% belief in yourself, probably don't quit your job to do YouTube or streaming. You kind of just do it on the side, and when you blow up, then you can quit or whatever.
That's what
right?
I did.
It's just not worth putting all your eggs in one basket and tanking your career to end up becoming someone like Frogan. Then he talks about Hassan's 7th orbiting moon, Denims. Apparently she's been talking about him a lot.
I definitely think that Denims has tectone derangement syndrome.
Oh God.
I think she is a very weak-minded individual that cannot get over her sexual thirst for me. And I just feel like she can't keep her name out of my mouth because she wants to be with me. And that's just pretty much it. And it sucks because, I mean, I'm already happily in a relationship and it'll never work. I understand that the heart wants what the heart wants. But Denims, I'm sorry, I will never date you. Plus, I'll be real, I would never date a chick with an OnlyFans ever again, because why would I do that when I can just pay $4.99 and get the whole thing? You know, so yeah, me personally, nah, I'm good, man. Shoot for somebody your league. Like, go date Shonda Black or something. You guys are perfect for each other.
Oh my
great. Anyways,
God.
I'm just too good of a guy for you. I'm just out of your league.
I feel like Denims, along with another Hassan orbiter, would be the perfect couple. They can go on dates where they talk about killing other people. Also, the advice about OnlyFans is spot on. OnlyFans is the biggest red flag out there. No respect for your body, no respect for your partner, feeding into the disgusting, degenerate culture society has cultivated, making money off the Dan Clancy's of the world. I feel like it shows a massive lack of self-respect on the part of the girl and the guy who chooses to be with said girl. And we all know
I'm not an OnlyFans hater, you know, like
Me
you know,
neither.
I'm a pragmatic guy, so I always fish where the fish are. I've dated like 3 girls that have done OnlyFans, but you know, that's just me. Right? That's just me. I'm not so based with this one.
what happens when you date someone like that. We have witnessed the absolute
hoes.
destruction of a certain
love
YouTuber. The very soul sucked out of him. So I'd recommend staying away. Definitely good advice there.
Right.
But now let's take a quick trip to Jellyfish Fields. But anyways, let's move on to Ludwig. He talked
you're
about
single?
Asmongold moving
Anyway.
to Kick.
Oh,
And
he talked about me.
somehow did not mention Hassan once. And he kind of did this before too.
What's
where he
happening with Twitch? Uh-oh.
made an entire video about the adpocalypse on Twitch, which people were blaming on Hassan, but he managed to not mention him even once, even though he was the center of the story.
All right, chat. There has been a big shakeup in the Twitch universe.
Oh, this is the part I have not seen. I have not seen Ludwig talking about me. So you gotta start making those videos again.
Moved over to Kick.
Yeah.
Asmongold moved over to Kick. A little bit of a stream shakeup. It's kind of a rare occasion. Wait, hold up. Everyone relax.
That's right.
Because you guys didn't let me
There
finish.
it is.
He is multi-streaming on Kick. You guys are saying good riddance. He still streams on
Yeah. You ain't got rid of me yet.
Twitch, to be clear. He just also streams on Kick.
Yeah, so basically his chat hates Asmongold and loves Hassan, which is pretty much what he thinks too. It's like a reflection of him. And look at his chat here. Like,
what are they mad? Don't cover it. Dwellers come out. Otherwise, yeah, he's so grubby.
Asmongold comes up. He's so grubby. Who cares? He's gross. Thank God he's a loser. The rat.
The thing. I'm a loser. Like, how old are you, man? Like, I'm too old to give a fuck about. I just think that's funny. You know, sometimes I see people that insult me in a way that I know would make me mad whenever I was a kid. And it actually, like, when I see that insult, it actually kind of makes me happy because I'm like, man, I remember what it was like to be like that. I remember being a kid. Man, those were the days. Those were the days, man. Like, yeah.
Alarm clock goes hard on Kick. Did he get a bag? Racist man found on racist website. That's right. And the worst human you've ever imagined.
I'm the worst one. I'm the worst one. Like, not Hitler. It's me, actually.
Grifter goes to Grifter site. Crazy. Yeah, what a wonderful audience here. The Hassan Glazers.
Building an audience.
This doesn't even. I thought he was against diversity. I was against diversity. Yeah, everybody knows I hate. Well, we already had the list of all the people that I hate.
On Kick also protects him if I'm going to be a little more bold here, when Asmon gets banned on Twitch again.
Oh, we thinking I'm going to get in trouble again. The thing is that there's a possibility it might happen. But I feel like a lot of this stuff that I do is really not that bad. I'm going to be honest. Like, I really very rarely do I say anything crazy. Like, I'm actually probably... I actually think not even probably, for sure, the most reasonable person on Twitch. There's a lot of people that are not even-handed the way that I am. But it doesn't matter what people say about me. Like, think about the kinds of attacks that I deal with every day. I have to listen. I have to watch these, react to this shit live. I just deal with it. It is what it is. Am most humble? Well, yeah, but I mean, besides that. Yeah, no, because we already know that. Yeah, it's like why would I get banned? Now, maybe one day I might get banned, right? But like, who knows?
I think he'll get banned again. It's not a crazy call. I would say in the next 2 years, there's a chance he gets banned. Not permanently. Maybe a week, maybe whatever. But you know where he'll never get banned? Kick.
Dude, I can't even make out what he's actually trying to say here because
he's trying to imply that the things that I say are problematic and then Twitch is going to ban me for that reason. That's what he's trying to imply. Is obviously trying to imply that. I don't think that what I'm saying is so crazy. I really don't. Everybody thinks that I'm crazy, but I don't think that I am. I think everybody else is crazy.
Every single one of his words in like 500 layers of spinelessness. Also, how do you talk about this without mentioning Hassan? That's like one of the main reasons he's actually moving, because Twitch is stupid and not a reliable platform, and it's crashing and burning due to supporting Hassan, the terrorist supporter, and his goons. Then he compares Hassan to Asmongold, puts them on the same level.
Never get banned there. So if he's not banned, he can continue to live stream while he is banned and still upload to YouTube and whatnot.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's why. Asmon's the GOAT? The GOAT of what?
Well, I mean, you gotta admit, like, I mean, that's kind of true, though, right? I mean, isn't that smart? I mean, even Ludwig would probably say it's smart for me to do that. I mean, like, really, I mean, that's what he did, right? The moment that Ludwig's YouTube contract was over, he immediately went back and started streaming on Twitch again. The reason why is because you want to put you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Now, Ludwig has kind of boxed himself into a corner with like the image that he's created for himself. So you're probably not going to see Ludwig streaming or multi-streaming on Kick or anything like that. But I think that in a different world where if Kick was a different website, he'd probably be multi-streaming on there too. And so the reality is that he even does the same thing that I do. That's it.
Banned and still upload to YouTube and whatnot. So I think that's why. Asmon's the GOAT. The GOAT of what? Live streaming, I don't put him top 5. If we were to go sodas consumed per day, he might get there.
That's not even top 5. I drink like maybe 3 or 4. Like, that's not even top. Now trouble call. Like, I would say that there are very few people on the internet that people like are always like a lot of people talk about me. A lot of people love to talk about me all the time. Like they go on, like, there's tweets about it, thinking about what I'm saying, clipping shit out of context, even clipping shit in context, which usually sometimes is worse. But yeah, no, that's really I would say that. I mean, how many other people getting talked about, like people getting upset and mad about shit that are saying more than me? Not that many.
He has a chance. If we're going goat of rage baiting, we could get there. We're closer. We're closer to the goat. Now that I think about it,
everybody thinks that I'm rage baiting, but the fact is that I'm retarded. Seriously, I'm seriously retarded. I'm not pretending to be retarded. I actually am retarded. They just don't know that.
You know,
Hassan, you like Ludwig? I'm fine with Ludwig. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care. Like if somebody goes and says something bad about me, like I don't take any of this personally, man. Like really, like I went and I used to care so much about like what people say and like, you know, get, you know, not really a lot, but like I used to take it more personally. Now it's just, listen, it's theater, right? I mean, it's entertainment. Like people don't like that and they want to get there. The moment that you get serious and you get your feelings involved in shit like this is the moment that you lose control. And I don't want to have that happen.
Are closer than you think. Two rage baiting champions who love sitting down with a soda.
How is Hassan anywhere close to Asbin? Hassan literally supports and platforms terrorists. Like, you can not like his takes or his politics or whatever, but putting them in the same boat is crazy. Also, why was he so offended?
I would say, like, I mean, really, in a lot of ways, Hassan and I are kind of the same. Like, I mean, I think a lot of people would draw that conclusion. I don't think that's really a crazy thing to say. And really, it's just like two people that are really opinionated that say crazy shit, right? I mean, like it's not that bad of a comparison.
Someone said Asbin is a goat of streaming. He's literally the #1 streamer. It doesn't really matter if you like him or not. He is the most popular.
If you like streaming edgier shit, and you're ever worried about being banned on Twitch, you multi-stream to kick.
Smart.
Is there anything more edgy than supporting terrorists, bro?
Because what's the issue with streaming?
I could come up with
the connotation. I think like the people who you are surrounded with. That's really
the connotation and like all this stuff. This is a fake thing that's made up by viewers and other streamers in order to try to control other people. The moment that you just decide to be your own man and make decisions for yourself, rather than let people shaming you and trying to bully you into doing something, control you, is the moment that you are able to be yourself, right? And so like a lot of people are doing this. And the funny thing is that everybody has a line for this. And like, you know, Ludwig is on Twitch. I mean, Twitch is owned by Amazon. Amazon, everybody would agree, is an immoral employer in a lot of ways. You know, they astroturf fake accounts in order to pretend like union support for Amazon is low. I mean, like that's disgusting, right? I mean, who does that? You know, like they've had tons of problems hiring illegal aliens, tons of issues, right? And then you go over to Twitter. Ludwig is active all the time on Twitter. Did Elon Musk do a Nazi salute or not? I don't know what Ludwig's opinion is on that, but I know a lot of people that think that he did. And if you do a Nazi salute, or you're a Nazi, or you're some kind of racist or bad person, well, why are you still on this person's website? Well, the reason you're on their website is because other people are on the website. So there's a lot of these things that people have, and it's another example, I think, of luxury beliefs, where it's very easy for someone to criticize and talk shit and complain from a position that they don't necessarily have to think about themselves. So whenever you take a round and you look at a person's own actions and you say, well, if you're criticizing a person for doing this, why can't this criticism be leveraged against you for doing Y? And there's not really a reason for it. And so what's happening, I think, now is that there's been a breakdown in the moral posturing of the internet. I think that there was a tremendous amount of like moral posturing and like pretending, basically. And this was in like 2020 to 2023, I would say, especially during COVID, maybe a little bit in 2019. And so it was really, really bad. And people created these entire false personalities and false worlds. Virtue signaling. Yeah, there was an entire vulture. I said that is honestly, it's the same thing. It's more accurate. Vulture signaling is better. The fact is that they created this entire economy and ecosystem around pretending to be people that they're not, and then actively doing things that are not really completely in line with what they believe. And so, or trying to play both sides, or like always having the right opinion on everything. But the fact is that I think that now there's like a growing, I think, tiredness that people have of having anybody tell them like what's good and bad. People just want to watch entertainment. They don't really give a fuck about any of this stuff, right? Like it's all like just noise for most people. And I think now, like you see that happening, it becomes more and more evident to everyone now. And I think it's a good thing. And yeah, I think it's a breakdown, like, because you don't see people getting the same level of pushback for anything nowadays. You can't really get canceled nowadays unless you get banned, because nobody cares. And in my opinion, I think that's a great thing. Nobody ever should have cared. It's bullshit to begin with.
Issue. There are child predators on Kick. There's probably more on Twitch, if we're being honest, just because it's a larger base.
Yeah, of course.
But I know what you are trying to say. Percentage-wise, yeah, maybe. Per capita, yeah, I guess. I think the only reason some streamers don't multi-stream to Kick is because they might have pushback from their audience, because the vibe Kick has, because it has a lot of insane people on it, has a lot of filth on it, has a lot of slop on it. And
so does Twitch, and that's the thing. And that's the reason why the narrative changed. And that's the problem, is that like it's easy to say that, but like whenever you have people on Twitch that are saying crazy shit also and doing bad stuff also, you can't really hold that moral upper hand. And I think also like people don't want to be moralized to by internet celebrities. Like really, they just don't want to deal with that. It's weird. And so that's another big component as well. Is sloppy, man? Yeah, and so like that's the reason. And also the main reason why Twitch streamers, that actually is not the reason. And Ludwig probably knows this, but maybe not. A lot of streamers aren't really in Ludwig's position, and they're not in my position either. And they're worried that multi-streaming will cut their viewership, which could hurt their discoverability. That's the main thing that they're worried about more than anything else. And that's what's really driving their decision-making process, much more so than, let's say, like how like 5 commenters are going to react.
They don't want any pushback from their audience multi-streaming to a sus platform, even if they stand to make more money from it.
Yeah, what about Hassan on Twitch? I don't like being surrounded by terror supporters. Honestly, I think the connotation for Twitch is even worse now. After this whole scandal, Twitch cannot pretend to be above Kick in any way. Anyways, Willie Mac show.
I don't think so either. I mean, Twitch has a partnership with DraftKings. I mean, they support gambling and promote gambling on Twitch too. So like there's not really a difference there at all.
Fuck you! Yes.
Look at that.
Extra bike actions versus the SR. Thank you much.
Oh, bro, I should have won that shit. GG's, boys. Which... Oh my god, I'm fucking streaming my screen like a dumbass. Whatever. I'll go check out his stream. Offline. should be done, right? It didn't count. What the fuck?
At all. And like anybody who says that they're like, oh, I don't like the moderation on Kick, every single person that says that has a Twitter. And Twitter's moderation is worse than both of them. So how does that make any sense? There's no logic and there's no values in this at all. There's no sense in it. Like that's I get gamble ads on Twitch. Yeah, I mean really, like you think about it.
Also made a video on iDubbbz. Let's just check out some quick highlights.
It's crazy what a little CTE or the love of a woman will do to you.
Whenever you're around Denisa, you look like an abused dog.
I just want to ask you if you've always been shitting your pants.
Because since I've known you, you've always had like IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not
Always
just been.
had a cafe. Burton, has he always had IBS? Ian's just looking like a shriveled. You look like the grandma from SpongeBob. Chocolate grandma. You know what I'm talking about?
What the fuck?
He has zero confidence. He doesn't even know how to speak for himself anymore.
Do you feel like I
don't want to get into this IDub shit. Buddy who said like you.
No.
Because since I
Whenever you're around Denisa, you look like an abused dog.
just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you,
No.
you've always had like IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not
Always
just
had
been.
a cafe. Burton, has he always had IBS? Ian's just looking like a shriveled. You look like the grandma from SpongeBob. The chocolate grandma. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what's happened to Ian. He has zero confidence. He doesn't even know how to speak for himself anymore.
Do you feel like I
don't want to get into this IDub shit. I think it's fucking weird. If you want me to be totally honest, like I'm gonna just stop it right there. We got through the most important part, which was about me. I mean, obviously, right? That's the important part. And so, yeah, it's weird, right? I mean, like, it's just honestly, like, I'm gonna be 100% real. It makes me kind of uncomfortable to watch this. I'll link you guys the video here, and y'all can support it, give it a like and everything. But like, I'll go back.
That's
and
crazy.
no,
What the
no,
fuck?
and like, I actually like Ian. I do, and
Jesus Christ. That was really
The most
uncomfortable, but it was funny to me.
do you guys think that Neil Druckmann is actually the most hated game dev? I think that with Western audiences, he may in fact be the most hated most hated guy. Yeah.
The year's 2025 and the gaming world is at war. The year's 2025 and the gaming world is at war.
Yeah.
On one side, the general public, who doesn't get what the big deal is.
If there truly are people that are dropping off of the show, they're cowards.
They didn't like strong women.
They're afraid of a TV show? So let me get this. They're afraid of a TV show.
Women, they don't like
Damn.
a lesbian.
And on the other side, gamers.
Well, the attacks on gamers are just beginning.
The wokest episode in television history.
At the center stands Neil Druckmann.
And all I'll say is at the end of the day, you're way less important. And some of you are not important at all. It's laughable. We send it to each other as jokes some of the time.
The beta male, the male feminist.
A once universally respected visionary. Now, the most divisive figure in gaming.
This is hilarious. I saw this on Reddit.
I'm gonna kill your kid in front of you.
What?
How vile.
Turning a game studio known for only making classics into one that only makes remasters and news headlines.
This to me does feel actually disrespectful, and I mean that legitimately.
And to think that it all started with an idea he had in college. It's 2004, and Neil needs to pitch a zombie game to the father of zombie movies, George Romero.
We had a school project where we had to pitch game ideas to George Romero.
So the idea was for this kind of the story.
His idea is about a cop protecting a young girl. In the game, the player switches between the two characters to force
I think
empathy.
I heard of this.
I pitched it to George, and he hated it. So I just sat on it.
After getting a job as a programmer at the game studio Naughty Dog, he continues to work on these ideas in the background. Until Naughty Dog promotes Neil, along with Uncharted 2 director Bruce Straley, to direct a new project.
Our task was to reboot Jak and Daxter.
We started to realize
Wait, that never happened though, right? I don't remember that ever happening.
that it was not going to do justice to the franchise that the fans had fallen in love with. It would be shifting it so far in a new direction.
I'm like, well, I have this thing I've been working on. What if we try to do this?
Eventually, this turns into a game based on his zombie idea. The old cop becomes a smuggler named Joel, who's tasked with escorting a girl that's immune to the virus named Ellie across the country to people that are working on a cure. Some of Neil's other pitches include Joel being a hardened criminal seeking redemption, a virus that only infects women.
And you found the one...
They already have that. It's called feminism.
...girl that it didn't infect. The reason it failed is because it was a misogynistic idea.
a revenge plot where Joel's old partner Tess hunts him across the country, and a climactic scene where Ellie comes in and saves Joel from being murdered by Tess.
What the
game's
fuck?
director, Bruce Straley, rejects the revenge elements. Quote, revenge just wasn't a strong enough motivation for someone to travel all the way across an apocalyptic country for an entire year. At the time, Neil agrees. I'm pretty dark. I wanted to kill Elena in Uncharted 2. Bruce is the one that would balance me and push for more levity. The partnership works. It's a delicate tug of war, but the end result is lightning in a bottle.
People are constantly critiquing each other, and that's the culture we try to cultivate here at Naughty Dog, because it helps make the game better, even if sometimes it can be frustrating and hurt your ego, but at the end of the day, it's all about the game.
The game launches in June 2013, and both critics
I feel like everybody, like this game, in my opinion, has done irreparable damage to gaming, because ever since The Last of Us came out, everybody has wanted to make video games into movies. Like, I really don't like that. I think it's shifted the way that, because I see there's so many games that are like this now. And yeah, it's the first movie game. Yeah. Like a Kojima. Yeah, no, but like, I mean, I'm not saying all of them are bad. Like some of them are good. I mean, I heard The Last of Us Part 1 was good, but I think that a lot of people have tried to copy this because I think that people would always try to emulate Hollywood because they want to be Hollywood, which I think is it's a bad idea.
Players are floored.
Making this the 4th game ever to earn my highest rating.
The gameplay is pretty similar to their Uncharted games.
It's like a movie. Actually, my involvement is nothing.
But the story?
That's the problem.
Is universally praised as a step forward for video games.
Sarah's dead. Don't do this to me, baby. The zombie win.
By the end of the game, players are empathizing so hard, to the point of it almost feeling traumatic.
Could you put your life on the line for me? Could you be the last of us?
And the ambiguous ending sparks countless debates online.
And so we don't want to come out and say this is what we intend, or this is definitely the answer, because it is open.
Suddenly, Neil gets universally praised as a storytelling genius.
It sticks in your mind even deeper on one level than a great work of literature or a cinematic masterpiece to some extent.
But their success comes with consequences. In 2014, right in the middle of production on Uncharted 4, Amy Hennig, one of the key creative forces behind Uncharted, leaves Naughty Dog under controversial circumstances.
It was very upsetting. Amy had been replaced. I don't know whether this is public knowledge or not, but that was not her choice. It was the company's choice.
At the same time, Neil gets promoted to fill Amy's spot and reworks everything.
Is it tough for you to go into the set and work with Neil Druckmann, or
you just have to be professional and try and leave your opinions and resentments outside? Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how like people can work with other people that they disagree with without completely crashing out? Like, and it's like most older people know that, but it's been lost on younger people. Yeah.
The development crunch is so brutal that nearly 70% of designers quit after shipping due to creative burnout.
Oh my God.
Among them, Bruce Straley, Neil's creative partner and filter for his darker impulses, is gone. As Neil rises in the ranks, he grows more comfortable with confrontation. After getting some backlash for including LGBT content in The Last of Us DLC, he takes to Twitter. For each one of these bigoted and sad posts, I get thousands of positive ones from amazing fans. Some might say arguing on the internet is unprofessional, and it could leave you vulnerable to having your personal information stolen.
I think that in general, if you try to push out a narrative like this and you try and do something like that, that's fine. But I think that a lot of people get frustrated by it whenever it's not really done in the main story and then you add it in afterwards in order to get like virtue signal points. Kind of like what happened with Dumbledore.
That's why you should be using Surfshark, the sponsor of this video. It keeps your online data safe and private by encrypting your internet activity. Whether you're at home, on all simultaneously, or enter promo control and a fresh team of developers, it's time to get honest.
The writer's responsibility. You have no social responsibilities in your writing. The only thing you have a responsibility is to tell the truth.
Just in time to start working on their next big project, The Last of Us.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Oh!
The whole world applauds. However, some fans remain skeptical. Did they even need to make a second game? Wasn't the ambiguous ending part of the point?
And so we don't want to come out and say this is what we intend, or this is definitely the answer, because I know there's a lot of people that feel this trepidation about revisiting what that ending means. No one loves these characters more than we do, and we would not do this if we didn't feel like we had the right idea.
Right off the bat, it's clear this is a Neil game. All of Neil's rejected ideas for the first game are back. The revenge plot, the switching between characters mechanic, and his idea to kill a main character from Uncharted 2. The extreme crunch is also.
So let me get this straight. So Baldy was keeping him in check. Baldy gets removed. This guy makes his own game the way he wants it to be, and everybody hates it.
Back.
Where are we on getting physics on these strands?
That explains a lot.
So for next time? For next time?
Yes, yes.
They released a story trailer and gameplay demo, and the hype train is now at full speed.
Wow.
The visuals are stunning. Every square inch of the world is drenched in detail.
I see this. It reminds me of every single Unreal 5 game.
Dude, they did the lips so well. Yeah, that actually looks really good. Wow.
So they're making out with each other.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I'm tumbling in there. That's actually,
That
like
is-
seriously, that's really, really good attention to detail. And oh god.
Nevertheless, even with just breadcrumbs, the online debates are already heating up.
There started to be these rumors about the game, false narratives that the game has homophobic Christians, and that's who you fight. And then there's like a series of like YouTubers and websites that just run with this stuff.
Neil knows the creative
Yeah.
choices aren't going to please everybody, but as long as no one inside spoils anything, he thinks the backlash will be manageable.
And I was able to dismiss it, and then the leaks happened. And then all of a sudden it's like a flood.
With only a couple months until the game's release, someone leaks the biggest spoiler in the game, Joel's death scene in full. Plus the fact that you play as his killer for around half of the game. The YouTube video gets taken down at around 1,000 views, but that's enough. Neil braces for impact.
Just want to say on behalf of everyone at Naughty Dog, this is very sweet. We make this thing.
And that was the lowest point in my life.
If the leaks are true, this game can kiss my ass.
The destruction of several characters that people are very attached to.
And like those voices jump.
Everybody's trying to be George R.R. Martin. People are trying to be that guy that kills the really important character. And it's like, you know, like to write the story where like Gandalf dies in like, you know, the Fellowship of the Ring or something. Like they're trying to do this, you know, like, and you know, you saw this happen, and it's not that nobody can do it. I mean, they did it with Expedition 33, no spoilers included, but they did it. And it's not that you can't do it, but there's a lot of people that try and do it and they fucking fail.
On Joel dying and the fact that you played Joel's killer, and then the fact that they said that like Joel's killer is transgender.
If you think that game could be spoiled by a couple screenshots, really?
No matter what you've seen or heard
After you hear them, you're not going to want to pick up this game.
or read, nothing compares to playing this thing from beginning to end.
Joke throughout production would say is like the downfall of Naughty Dog.
This is it.
This is the downfall. This game is the downfall of Naughty Dog.
The game releases in June 2020, and within hours of the game's release, hundreds of negative reviews start flooding the game's page.
This is the kind of shit that really is confusing.
Hours of the
to
game's
me.
release. Hundreds of
you look at this right here. This right here is the problem, and this is like this happened a few years ago, right? Like at this point, so like this is the reason why games journalism died. This right here. At the end of the day, what point does a review serve? What purpose does a review serve other than to inform the customer? And it is very obvious that for whatever reason, whether you agree with it or not, these professional reviews certainly did not represent the fucking customer.
Negative reviews start flooding the game's page.
Naughty Dog just went full The Last Jedi on this one. Like,
Considering the game is supposed to be 20 to 30 hours long, the number of negative reviews raises some eyebrows. In response, some people even publish research articles dedicated to proving it's a coordinated attack. Sony
Yeah, it was a coordinated attack, but it probably also was a coordinated benefit because a lot of journalists and people, they put a very high value on things like diversity and different types of like social dynamics that are being represented.
Fuck, man. I keep forgetting whenever. Doesn't matter, I don't think anyone's watching. I hit him 5 times. Oof. That's not good. I'm